guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I finally have a freaking actual background for these videos, but today I'm gonna be filming my December watch list. I'm very excited to film this one because I watched a lot of good movies in December. I have my little book here so I don't forget what I watched, but yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the first film I watched in December, I watched this I think it was the very start of December, was If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, and I rated this a 4-star on Letterboxd. Gonna put my Letterboxd review right here. But guys, this film is really good. Rose Byrne led this film and I thought she was incredible. I have never felt so much anxiety watching a movie like this. It's the same feeling you get from I don't know what I would compare it to, but it's just such an anxiety inducing movie. And the supporting cast, except Rocky, Conan O'Brien was like the most random cast ever. But I thought it was a really good movie. I only rated it a 4 because I feel like I couldn't relate to it that much. If I Had Legs is basically about this mother who is stuck. I wouldn't say stuck, but she has a child who is constantly relying on her for everything, and she has a eating disorder kind of scenario. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's basically the little girl just doesn't want to eat anything, and the entire movie you actually don't see her face until the very end of the movie, which I think was a really good choice because you can kind of empathize with I've forgotten her name in the film, but Rose Byrne's character, and I really hope she gets nominated for an Oscar because I think she's incredible. She carries that film emotionally. And A24, you guys ate, but A24 have not been campaigning for Rose Byrne, I feel. They've really been focused on Timmy, which is fine because I love Timothée Chalamet, but I just think she also deserves some credit. But she did win the Golden Globe, and I think she really deserved it. Did she? I'm fact checking myself because I can't make claims like this. Yes, she did win the Golden Globe for If I Had Legs, which I was really happy about. But yeah, that's what I thought of If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. Y'all, immediately after I watched If I Had Legs, the next day I watched Train Dreams, directed by Clint Bentley, and this was so pretty. It's the prettiest movie I've ever seen, and I can say that with confidence. I think it's definitely the prettiest, best cinematography of 2025. If they're not nominated for cinematography for the Oscars and they don't win, I think that's actually illegal because I'm gonna put up some stills of the movie. But guys, it's so beautiful. But Train Dreams is about, I watched it a while ago, guys, but it's about this man, and he I'm gonna just read you the synopsis because I'm really bad at explaining these movies, and we've seen it in my reviews how bad I am. So I'm just gonna actually just read you guys the synopsis. I'm also gonna read you the synopsis of If I Had Legs because I just could not. If I had legs, I'd kick you. Everything is under control. With her life crashing down around her, Linda attempts to navigate her child's mysterious illness, her absent husband, a missing person, and an increasingly hostile relationship with her therapist. Really good definition. Better than mine. And then Train Dreams is about this is the synopsis on Letterboxd. A logger leads a life of quiet grace as he experiences love and loss during an era of monumental change in earlier 20th century America. So yeah, it's just about this man kind of navigating through life, and he has a lot of obstacles on the way, and I can't lie, I haven't watched this in a while. Also, my camera battery's dying. God. Guys, my camera battery did just die, so I think we're back. But yeah, Train Dreams is basically just about this man navigating his way through life, and I rated it a 4 because sometimes my 4 stars are films that I necessarily didn't not enjoy, but I just didn't really resonate with, but I can still appreciate how insane the movie is because it is an insane movie if you watch it. But yeah, personally I didn't relate to it, connect to it that much. I did cry in the first 10 minutes just because of how passionate his love for his wife was. Oh my god, the first 30 minutes of that movie is beautiful, but I think it just lost me a bit at the end because it is a very slow-paced movie. It does remind you to slow down, which is nice. That's Train Dreams. The next film I watched in December, which I watched on my birthday actually, was Eternity. Guys, this was a beautiful movie, and I'm gonna tell you who it was directed by. Eternity was directed by David Freyne. And the synopsis for Eternity is: in an afterlife where souls have 1 week to decide where to spend eternity, Joan is faced with the impossible choice between the man she spent her life with and her first love, who died young and has waited decades for her to arrive. Oh my god, when this trailer came out, I was like, movie of the year. It's like, it wasn't what I expected at all. It was really beautifully done. I'm really glad we're bringing back color in film, which I love. I feel like that's also the case with Train Dreams and a few other movies on this list, but it was just so beautifully shot. The storyline was so well done. I was on the edge of my seat for literally the entire movie because it went, basically there's like, not to spoil, but there's 3 plot twists. The first thing, and that's what I thought was going to happen, and I thought the movie ended there, and I was like, oh, okay, like it's only an hour and 40, what else could they do? And obviously in the theater you don't have like the concept of time, so I thought it had already been an hour and 40 minutes. So I was like, okay, it ends here, and then something else happens, and you're like, okay, like that's also what I could see happening, but it still felt wrong. And then finally the final thing happens, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. So I thought it was really well done. I thought they were going to be a bit lazy and kind of like make it the boring route. I don't want to spoil it because I really, if anyone sees this and then wants to watch it, I don't want to like, you know, ruin it for you guys. But I thought this was a beautiful movie. The score was really beautiful. I just love it. I love A24. Guys, they're just like, it's so cliche and so film bro, but like they just have the best catalog of movies under their like production name. Like A24 films are just the best. Sorry to say it, but yeah, I don't know what else to say about Eternity. It's a beautiful movie. Elizabeth Olsen leads it gorgeously. She's such a gorgeous lead, and Callum Turner, Miles Teller are really good co-leads, and I feel like they all really bounce well off each other. Even the chemistry between Callum and Miles are like really fun. But yeah, this was a gorgeous movie, guys. I really hope you can watch it, not in the theaters anymore, but hopefully you can watch it at home and enjoy it like I did. It was the perfect birthday movie for me. The next film I watched in December was Together, and it was directed by Michael Shanks. Look how I'm holding all my things. But the synopsis of Together is: years into their relationship, Tim and Millie find themselves at a crossroads as they move to the country, abandoning all that is familiar in their lives except each other. With tensions already flaring, a nightmarish encounter with a mysterious, unnatural force threatens to corrupt their lives, their love, and their flesh. So going into this, I actually thought I wasn't going to like it because I'm talking too fast, because as some people may know, I don't like body horror. It freaks me out. Like, The Substance was so hard to watch for me, and also Videodrome was hard to watch for me, as you guys might have seen in my previous watch list videos, but this one actually wasn't too bad. I love this so much. I really wanted to rate it a 5, but I was like, let's relax. I hand out 5s too easily, so I rated it a 4.5 because it does get a little bit boring in the middle. But Dave Franco and Alison Brie, I think them being a real life couple made this film stand out more, because basically they're this couple that move into the countryside and they fall into this hole while they're hiking, and it's like pouring down, so they stay in the hole, but the hole's cursed with this weird curse. I just remembered the twist. I was literally gonna spoil the twist for you guys, but there's a twist at the end of why they've been stuck together this whole movie, and the ending is really funny. The ending is so funny. I don't want to spoil it because I really want people to watch it and be like as I did, but it was a really beautiful movie. Also had gorgeous colors, but it was more of like an orange sepia vibe. I really enjoyed it, and Dave Franco is a new celebrity crush of mine, and Mika also loves Dave Franco, so this is a Dave Franco household. Also, guys, Dave Franco was my most watched actor last year, because I watched the 3 Now You See Me movies last year, Together, and then there's another movie that he was in that I watched. Oh, Nerve. I think I watched Nerve as well last year, so yeah, I didn't post my Letterboxd rap because I was like, I can't have people knowing that Dave Franco is my top actor. Anyway, guys, like, everything just doesn't want me to film this video because my card just ran out of storage. What is going on? I'm determined to get this finished. So yeah, that was Together. I really enjoyed it, and I would really recommend you guys watch it if you love horror, if you love body horror, if you love like a love story, because ultimately it is a love story, and I think a married couple playing the 2 leads was genius. So yeah, that was Together. Guys, I've gotten really comfortable on this little like corner I've made, but the next film I watched was Sorry Baby, directed by Eva Victor. This is another A24 movie, and I think it deserves all the awards that it gets nominated for. I really think Eva Victor should be nominated for Best Actress and Best Director, because Sorry Baby is a masterpiece. But I will read you guys the synopsis, because again, I'm not good at explaining. This is Sorry Baby. Agnes feels stuck. Unlike her best friend Liddy, who's moved to New York and is now expecting a baby, Agnes still lives in the New England house they once shared as graduate students, now working as a professor at her alma mater. A bad thing happens to Agnes a few years ago, and since then, despite her best efforts, life hasn't gotten back on track. Just a trigger warning, this movie is about sexual assault. I knew that going in, and I was really curious to see how they would play it out, because I feel like SA in film has been a bit like graphic, and I don't think there's any need to be showing that on in a movie. It's not needed. I feel like obviously in Law and Order Special Victims Unit, like that's what the show's about, so yeah, sure, maybe if sometimes they show a SA scene, makes sense, but I don't think in film it really needs to be shown to the level of violence that it usually is. But Sorry Baby did it in a really like emotional, gut-wrenching way, because I'm gonna spoil it because it's too like heart-wrenching not to talk about, but basically Eva Victor's character Agnes gets sexually assaulted by a man in her life, and the way it shows the assault is her and him go into a house together, and time passes, and you can see that the lights go, like the lights come on and the night goes dark, and like it's just a standstill shot of the house with the light on. Oh my god, it like made me cry watching it. I was so like it was really like terrifying. And then she stumbles out and is like in a frenzy, and really heavy film to watch, but I think it's really beautiful. Julia Roberts shouted it out at the Golden Globes, which I thought was so cute, guys. But yeah, what else can I say? The blues that they used in Sorry Baby was beautiful. Soundtrack was gorgeous. I love that Naomi Aki was in this as well. I love her. I loved her in Blink Twice, so she really killed it in this role too. But yeah, guys, I love this film. You need to watch it. I could cry thinking about it again, because I cried at the end, because the ending monologue is so... Anyway, as you can see, like all these films have like been really good. But yeah, this is my letterbox review for it, and yeah, that was Sorry Baby. Okay, the last film I watched in December was Die My Love, directed by Lynne Ramsay, and I rated it 3 stars. This is my letterbox review, just to get out of the way. But I was really disappointed by this movie. I expected a lot more, considering all the clips I saw in the media. It probably didn't help that I also watched it on my TV. I feel like that movie should have been experienced in the movies. I thought this was a really well shot film, very aesthetic. Could have been an A24 movie, but Mubi took it. I love Mubi. They be taking all of A24's gigs. How they took The Substance. They're kind of eating, but yeah, I don't know. I was kind of like just a bit let down, because going into it, I thought it was going to be a movie about postpartum depression, and in the way that If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You is about postpartum depression. I don't think Die My Love really shows that. It's more of a film about like depression in women and being secluded and stuff. So I feel like if they focus more on that than the postpartum, then it would have made more sense. But yeah, the performances were amazing. Not to bag on Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Patts. I think they were both good. I just think maybe it wasn't executed to the best of its ability. But also, like, I feel bad saying that, because like I'm not a director, I don't know any better. And also I'm pretty sure Martin Scorsese was the like producer on this, so like what can I say, you know? But just personally, I didn't really connect with it. I thought I would more, but yeah, I loved Jennifer Lawrence's character. I thought she was really expressive. I loved the dance scenes in this, but amazing. But it wasn't horrible as well. I did enjoy watching it, and I do think Jennifer Lawrence should be nominated for her performance because it was incredible. But yeah, that was Die My Love. So yeah guys, that was my December watch list all done. I really hope you enjoyed this YouTube video. Sorry it was all over the place. I had a lot of technical issues. But yeah, thank you so much for watching guys. If you got to the end, if you even listened to this whole thing, I appreciate it so much. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hit subscribe and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!